Hello there, guys. It's been a while since I've done a movie review. In fact, it's been such a long time that I've been putting off this review long enough. But today I'm going to be talking about the movie of Goosebumps, starring Jack Black. Today on the DVD reviews. Welcome back, guys. Now you have, I believe, Zach Cooper and his mum moving house, and just as they're, taking stuff into their new house, Zach encounters Hannah, who's their next door neighbour, and you hear a voice who's saying Hannah to get away from the window, and then you see Jack Black's character appear of R.L. Stine, who's very mysterious at this point in the movie. Anyway, Zach goes to school the following day, and his mum is the vice principal, I think you would say. And there he meets up with his friend called Champ, short for champion, ironically, in this movie. And a couple of nights later, as Zach has taken out the trash, he meets up and talks to Hannah for a bit, and I think he actually gets in contact. I think he actually sees R.L. Stine, and he says to her to not actually talk to Zach anymore. And either that night or a few nights later, Zach hears a scream come from next door, and he thinks that it might be R.L. Stine maybe hitting Hannah, so he goes and sneaks next door and knocks on the door and asks it and says if everything's alright. And I think he also calls the cops as well to try and confirm what the scream was from. And once the cops are inside the house of R.L. Stine, they find out there was actually surround sound on the television. But Zach is still kind of not very, doesn't really believe, what's happening. So later on, Champ and Zach break into next door, and they come across a locked shelf of Goosebumps manuscripts, and somehow they unlock one of the books, and the character of the abominable snowman comes out of it, which is actually pictured just there on the cover, which actually has never been in a Goosebumps television episode, which is pretty cool to have it in this film. And you have all the books come to life. Well, actually, you have this one book come to life first, which is the abominable snowman, which was accidentally opened up, and then they follow Hannah to where the snowman is to then capture it and put it back into the book. Actually, it's R.L. Stine that ends up doing that, because he ends up following him to where it was as well. And later in the movie, one of the books accidentally gets open, and that is the book Night of the Living Dummy, with the dummy of Slappy, who opens up the rest of the books, destroys the books the other monsters have come out of. And so you've got the gnomes from Revenge of the Little Gnomes, the werewolf of Fever Swamp, and a lot of other pretty cool characters. You've got ghouls as well that come in it, like zombies and vampires type characters. You have the the blob that ate everyone, but that comes at the end of the movie. Hannah is actually the ghost next door, which is it was also in the television show of Goosebumps, where she doesn't realise she's a ghost until the end of the episode. So Zach and Champ, know that she's a ghost, but they don't actually tell her until the end of the movie, or I think she actually realises it herself. But Slappy unleashes all the monsters and destroys all the Burks, and what they have to do is to R.L. Stine has to type just one more Burke and write all the monsters ever created back into the story again. And there's a lot going on in this movie. What do I like about it? I liked when they meet the werewolf fever swamp in the supermarket. Also there's a really cool cameo appearance at the end. If you watch it, it's a real quick scene, okay? But if you watch it very carefully at the end, you get a very cool cameo appearance by the real R.L. Stine, creator of the book series, and he does also the introductions to some of the television show episodes. So actually in this particular scene, R.L. Stine is passing, the real R.L. Stine, and he's actually using the name Mr. Black. So he's passing R.L. Stine, saying "Morning, R.L. Stine," and or "Morning, Mr. Stine," and the other one says "Morning, Mr. Black." But it's kind of like the Jack Black is R.L. Stine in the movie, so the real R.L. Stine took Jack Black, or the last of his name, to become a character in the movie. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is the Blu-ray, DVD and digital HD, which I bought on Amazon.com, which is the US version, but this is a all region. Has a lot of pretty cool extras there on the back, which is awesome. And I would like to know if you guys have seen the movie as well and have enjoyed it, and I'd like to know what you think of it in the comments down below. But yeah, pretty cool movie. I saw this in the cinema back in February when it was released in the UK, and that exact evening went on and ordered the US edition on Blu-ray. It comes with a really nice slipcover, pretty reflective or shiny, the slipcover. I don't know if the camera picks that up very well, but very cool stuff. And there's the this US imports as a thinner case, but there's the actual Blu-ray case there. But yeah guys, this was my review of the Goosebumps movie. Big fan of Goosebumps. I've got the 4 seasons on DVD upstairs. Now as a kid I did have a few of the books, but I don't know what happened to them. I might repurchase them at some point, but I'm not as big of a fan of Goosebumps as I am with the TV show of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now I hope they make a big blockbuster movie of that at some point. That would be awesome. And to see maybe Ross Hall return as Gary would be pretty cool. But Goosebumps, how do I compare Goosebumps the movie to the TV show? This one, as it has more characters in and it mentions more characters and stories in the series of Goosebumps, I like this a lot more. But you can't go wrong with the TV series. It's a big nostalgia factor, very enjoyable. My only gripe I'd say about this movie is that Jack Black looks nothing like the real R.L. Stine. That's my only problem. I think there's news going around on the web that they're going to be doing a sequel to this called Revenge of the Invisible Boy, I believe. But yes, this is it guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. But until next time, goodbye and take care guys.